Good evening and welcome to Ellenwood, Kansas, Ellenwood High School, where the Eagles get set to take on the visitors from Little River. Of course, Ellenwood Eagle football is brought to you by National Billing, OPI, Canope Auto Parts and Repair, Jensen Insurance, Joyner Construction, Canope Sand, Anderson Law Office, ILS, which is Innovative Livestock Services, Barton County Feeders, Community Bank of the Midwest, H&B Communications, Keller Real Estate of Great Bend and Ellenwood, Fuller Industries of Great Bend, Barton College, Annie Mae's Restaurant in Ellenwood, and Ricker Seeds. Well, it is, to say the least, a windy evening here in Ellenwood, Kansas. The wind straight out of the south, and whoever gets that direction heading north is going to get the advantage in the passing game and as well as the kicking game. Of course, the toss has taken place. The Eagles wearing their home royal blue. Little River comes in with their white tops and black pants. And Alex, I was reading sponsors. Did you see who gets the ball?
I believe Little River will receive the ball first. No, wait, no. Little River looks like they're going to be kicking off, so Ellenwood will receive the ball first. Sorry about there, Doug.
Well, either way, that means Little River is going to have the wind at their back. And according to head coach Alex Burney, that could be kind of dangerous as Little River can throw the ball a little bit. Back deep for the Eagles is Jace Christensen and Drew Blake. And, of course, the kickoff is brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Kick off the beginning of your savings towards your insurance by getting a hold of Amber and anybody down there. They can help you out. Almost everything is insurable. And kicking off for Little River is number 3, Graham Stevens. Stevens will be among the starters here for Little River. Stevens drops back. Christensen and Blake back to receive. Here's the kick high, and that's going to go through the end zone as the wind, I'm telling you, is going to be a factor tonight. And, Alex, that's really right there our first indication.
Well, and, Doug, as we saw there with that ball, it went all the way back to the goal post. If you remember, if you've ever been to Ellenwood High School for a football game, because we have to have the 8-man field, the back of the end zone is a good 10, 15 yards in front of the goal post. There, as we see, the white hat lose his hat there, so the wind playing games on everybody tonight.
So here we go. Eagles in a standard formation. Niles under center. He'll toss it to the tailback. That is, wow, I'm so speechless here. Drew Blake got around the outside corner and made it all the way out.
We're going to see a late flag here on the play, Doug.
Looks like a horse collar, or it could be an excessive celebration on the part of the Eagles bench. But he's across the 30-yard line to the 34, and it looks as if they're going to mark it from there. Let's see what the side judge in the white hat says. It's going to be ahead. There's 5 yards of it. Here comes 10 yards of it, and it looks like it's going to be a 15-yarder. So that'll be a personal foul with a horse collar, and that's the kind of beginning you need if you're the Ellenwood Eagles.
Pretty easy call for the referees to make there, Doug. He was holding him pretty much from the back of his from his shoulder pads there, so pretty easy call to make, and what a good break that Ellenwood gets here to start off the series.
Niles under center. He'll hand it off to Kubik. Kubik goes ahead, runs into a pile, keeps his legs moving. He'll go ahead for a gain of about 2 yards. So that should take him to about the 28-yard line, and that'll bring up a second and, well, they're going to call it a 2nd and 7. So give Cole Kubik 3 on that one. Kubik handling the fullback duties tonight. Drew Blake as the tailback starting out, and there'll be a mix of Christensen and Hamby in there as well. Niles under center, tight formation. Niles fakes to Kubik, hands it off to Blake. Blake is caught behind the line of scrimmage. They had him by the ankle and just held on for dear life. And that'll be a loss of about 3. Well, they're going to call it 4. Well, I'm off a yard here. And that'll be a 3rd and 12 now.
Looked like Drew Blake almost fumbled the ball there on that play, but unfortunately he was down by contact before the ball left his hands.
Roble comes in with the play. And here come the Eagles. Niles is going to be under center once again. He'll take the snap, come down the line. Blake has the ball. He breaks through and into the end zone. Drew Blake with the first touchdown of the game at the 10:36 mark. So at the 10:36 mark, Ellenwood takes a 6-0 lead, and that was great blocking and great running there on the part of Drew Blake.
You had Drew Blake on a good run. You also had Todd Hamby on a good block. You also had Ryan Niles on a good block. So obviously there, it wouldn't have been a touchdown if it wasn't for those two and their efforts.
Well, Blake seems to have a little bit of inspiration tonight. Niles under center, I formation again. This is the pitch back to Blake. He'll go right side and stop just short of the end zone. A saving tackle. And at the 10:36 mark, Ellenwood has taken a 6-0 lead. You're listening to Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9. We'll be back here after a 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood High School once again, where the Eagles have started senior night off with a bang with a touchdown from senior number 1, Drew Blake. Other seniors are Nathan Monday, Todd Hamby, Colby Prescott, and Jacob Herman. Back to kick for the Eagles is number 15. This will be Isaac Fisher. Of course, this kickoff brought to you once again by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. It's an onside kick, just barely goes to 10 yards. And a bunch of players dive for it, and it looks like Little River will take over at the 40-yard line. So a little, I don't know, a little trickery there. The Eagles trying an onside kick on their first kickoff.
I don't exactly know what they were trying to get exactly accomplished there, Doug, but you've got to remember the wind right now going to their faces. So if it was a kick, it wouldn't have been a high booming kick. They would have been able to get a return on it.
Little River comes out. Strong right, I formation. Quarterback under center, fakes to the lead back, hands it off, or gives it to the lead back. Boy, he had me too. So Bronson Raines is the quarterback. He handled that off to Peyton Harvey, and Harvey went ahead for about 8 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2 here at the Eagles' 32-yard line.
And we all thought it was Levi Swenson who had the ball there for the Little River Redskins, and well, for Ellenwood, they got fooled there too.
Well, fool us all, I guess. Raines back under center, I formation behind him. He'll take the snap, this time hands it off to the tailback. He breaks through the front line. He gets across to about the 23-yard line. So that'll be a first down.
Graham Stevens on the run there for Little River makes it a first down at about the 24-yard line.
Well, 2 pretty good plays there on the part of Little River. Of course, you know, the quarterback, not a huge guy at all, and he kind of sneaks back underneath there.
And you've got to see, you've got to remember, though, that Little River does have quite a big line there. So for Ellenwood's defense to get through, it's going to be pretty hard.
Raines takes the snap, hands it to the tailback. He goes right, then left, then back to the middle. Now he tries to go to the outside. The Eagles are there to get him, but not until they stop him at the 8-yard line. So that front end beef on the part of Little River is doing a heck of a job.
Hunter Thomas on the run there for Little River, as it appeared it was Jace Christensen who got the tackle for Ellenwood, it's now Little River ball at about the 8-yard line.
Well, as you said, in fact, Little River, and this is a normal thing, because of their size, doesn't list the height and weight on the roster. I formation again. Takes the snap, hands it to the tailback. He'll go up the middle, and he'll be tackled at about the 2-yard line. That looked like, I thought it was Ethan Hayes on the tackle, but can't quite tell.
Graham Stevens was on the run there for Little River.
Little River comes out again in I formation. Basically, they're saying just stop us because this is what we're going to run at you. Range takes the snap, hands it to the tailback. He goes right side and into the end zone. So at 8:31, just 2 minutes after the Eagles score, Little River ties it at 6-6, and they will line up for two. And Alex, that was just pretty darn easy.
Pretty easy there for Little River, but I mean, obviously, as we've seen it just within this first drive, if all Little River is going to run is the I formation, I think it's going to be pretty easy for the Eagle defense to stop them.
Well, adjustments are going to have to be made on both sides because I'm sure Little River now is going to look for Blake to the outside. Raines, handoff to the lead back. He breaks through easily, and Little River has taken an 8-6 lead here in the first quarter. So 8 minutes 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Little River has taken the lead 8-6 over the Ellenwood Eagles. You listen to Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9. Back here after this 30-second timeout.
Little River's Graham Stevens set to kick off again for Little River, and we'll recognize a couple of our sponsors while we wait for the kick to come off. National Billing, one of them, your accounts receivable financing and processing company, proud sponsor of the Eagles. OPI, Office Products Incorporated, with all of your office needs, with stores in Great Bend, Larned, and Russell. And Canope Auto Parts and Repair, providing complete auto tune-up and repair to Ellenwood, Kansas. They also offer a complete line of parts for agricultural, automotive, and oil field use. Count on their ASE certified mechanics for quality service every time.
And this kickoff brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. This one high again, goes through the end zone and basically off the reservation. So not much happening there. Not going to be much chance if you're defending the north goal as far as trying to get a kickoff return. So the Eagles will start at their 15-yard line like they did on the first series. The Eagles marched it right downfield with a score. That was the good news. The bad news is they got held on the two-point conversion, and then Little River came down and marched it down quite easily. So the Redskins have an 8-6 lead here in the first quarter. Here come the Eagles, another tight formation. Niles will be under center. Kubik and Blake in the backfield. This one hands off to Blake. He goes left side. This time they're waiting for him. Maybe about a gain of 1. They might mark it as 2. And that'll bring up a second, and let's see what the scoreboard says. Scoreboard says 2nd and 9 here for the Eagles.
Well, and there again, Doug, as we said earlier with defensive adjustments, Little River making those adjustments, making sure Drew Blake was going to be stopped right there at the line of scrimmage.
Niles has the play. Kubik comes in with him. Leaving the field is Woodson Corbett, or as I like to call him, Woody. So Niles is under center. He'll take the snap, pitch back to Blake. He'll try to make the corner. He can't. It'll be a loss of at least 2, maybe 3. So Little River had sniffed that one out all the way. Now, I did notice, Alex, of course, you hadn't seen this when I was talking to Coach Bernie. He's got some bootlegs written in, and that right there is what you usually do to set up the bootleg. And that's just keep going one side, one side, one side, and then look to come back.
Well, and we've seen that many times throughout this season where you get them rolled to the one side of the field, and then all of a sudden, bang, you go the other side, and all you got is an 80-yard touchdown.
This time, slot formation. It's going to be a sweep to the left side. Roble comes around. He goes ahead to about the 20, well, I guess that was Christensen. So he'll go to the 22-yard line. That's going to bring up a third. No, there is a flag. I couldn't see the laundry. It's going to be a hold here on Ellenwood, face mask.
Don't know exactly how you can get an offensive face mask, but
well, it'd be interesting.
We just saw it happen.
How that one was called. I didn't see it, but there again, I'm trying to watch ball and runner. So that's going to be a mark off from the line of scrimmage. And that's going to back it up to the 10-yard line.
Doug, I've got a couple of local scores for you. La Crosse leads Oakley 6-0 in the first quarter, and Larned leads Hoisington 7-0 in the first quarter. That Larned-Hoisington game set to be a really good game tonight.
So 3rd and 15 here for the Ellenwood Eagles going into the wind. First time split formation, twins to the near side, single receiver far side. Niles sends Blake in motion. It's a jet sweep fake, hands it off to the tailback. And Christensen only gets ahead back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll still be a 4th and 15. The chances of a punt here are reasonable. The question is, can it go more than 20 yards?
We've seen that with the wind tonight and all the effects that it has had. It looks like we're going to see a punt tonight, so we'll see exactly what Isaac Fisher can do with his leg.
Fisher back for the punt. Here's the snap. It's a good snap. Line drive punt, not a bad idea. Bounces at the 40, picked up at the 35. He'll come back to the 40, across the 37, tries to come to the near side, makes the corner, cuts it back toward the middle. He's got the Eagles' pursuit over pursuing him, and he is going to get into the end zone, and that is number 20, Peyton Harvey. So Peyton Harvey scores on the punt return at 5:57 mark, and that was just some pretty nifty running right there on Harvey's part, and Little River has taken a 14-6 lead. The Eagles are doing everything right except they didn't hold their lanes on the cutback.
And Peyton Harvey did a really nice move there at the 25-yard line. He pretty much cut back, went up the middle and right over to the other side, to the far side, and that's basically what got him the touchdown. Nobody was there on the far side to catch him.
Well, the cutback is what got him. Hands off to the tailback. He'll go up the middle, and he makes it in. That'll make it 16-6 now. Little River with the lead. You're listening to Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9. Back here after the 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood, Kansas Memorial Stadium, where Little River has taken a 16-6 lead here over the Ellenwood Eagles on the punt return that went for, well, let's see, 45 yards to
Peyton Harvey there.
Peyton Harvey. So now Little River drops back to kick. Of course, this kickoff brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. And this will go through the end zone once again. So the Eagles will set up for operation at their own 15-yard line. I'd like to take a chance to recognize some of our sponsors. They include Jensen Insurance, your independent insurance professional offering you choices that fit your needs. Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance supporting the Eagles. They've got you covered. And Joyner Construction, simply the best in the business, specializing in residential, commercial, and steel building construction. Here come the Eagles. Niles under center. Hands it off to the fullback. He'll go ahead for about 1 yard, and that's all it's going to be. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 9, as right now the Little River front is dominating this ball game. Where that wind current is causing some doors to slam and everything around here.
Well, it caused the door to open there, Doug. I just slammed it. But we've seen it with both the Ellenwood team and the Little River team, the referees. We've seen leaves on the field, and we've thought they've been flagged. So at least I did. So
Niles, a little cross counter to the backfield. Blake picks it up. He'll go up to the 19-yard line. So not a bad little cross counter in the back. Blake goes ahead to the 19. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6, I believe, from the 19-yard line. So 3rd and 6 from the 19 here for the Ellenwood Eagles. The Eagles trail 16-6 here in the first quarter. The Eagles dominated the line of scrimmage in their first possession, and then Little River just took control, boom, boom, and got 2 quick scores, and then, of course, the punt return kind of helped that. Niles under center, little cross in back. Hamby has the ball, goes left side. He dives ahead. Looks like he's going to be short by about 1.5 yards. It'll be a long 2 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Crucial 4th down here for Ellenwood. If they don't make it, it's going to give it to Little River in really good territory there for the Redskins.
Well, no sign of Isaac Fisher. So that means the Eagles are going to go for it. They're going to try to do a hard count here and maybe draw him off. Don't know. Christensen set up in the slot this time. Handoff is to Hamby. He goes left, gets stopped, tries to come back right, and gets thrown way back. And that will be a turnover on downs. And Little River is going to take over at the 24-yard line. So the Eagles held up on downs, and Little River, if they score here, will be clearly in control of this one in the first quarter.
Well, and you saw there Graham Stevens and Hunter Thomas on the tackle there for Little River alongside a few others. It was pretty much a gang tackle for Little River. Unfortunately, it gives the ball back to him.
I formation again, Raines under center. He'll pitch it back to the tailback. He goes right side, cuts back to the left. He gets past all the defenders and into the left corner, and that'll be a touchdown here for Little River at the 3:47 mark. Little River has taken a 22-6 lead. And that, Alex, is not what the Eagles had planned down here. But, boy, you look at the size of that line from here. I wish I could tell you the heights and weights. And I'm a pretty big guy, but number 74 would make me dwarfed, I'm telling you.
Well, and if you guys know me, you're talking Goliath and probably what the Beanstalk would look like if it was a human being from Jack and the Beanstalk. That's practically what we've got here for this Little River lineman.
Raines under center. Check that. He's back in a shotgun. He'll keep it himself. Prance left, goes right, and in for the 2-point conversion. And now Little River has a 24-6 lead here in the first quarter, and things are not quite going the Eagles' way. You listen to Ellenwood Eagle Football, 107.9, back here after 30-second timeout.
Welcome back to Ellenwood Eagle Football. 3:47 left. Little River set to kick off, and we have time to mention a couple of our sponsors. Canope Sand, no matter how large or small your project, if you don't have the right truck for the job, their delivery trucks are available. Rock, sand, or dirt, they will be there in a flash. And Anderson Law Office, attorneys at law, statewide services, collect calls accepted and available for evening and weekend appointments. Free initial consultation too. Know your rights, make an informed decision. Graham Stevens, the kicker here, and this kickoff, like all kickoffs home or away, provided to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Call Amber and the crew, they'd love to hear from you. In the back for Ellenwood, Jace Christensen and Drew Blake, but as we've seen in the past couple of kicks, Doug, it's just gone straight through the end zone over to the field goal post. Not much return chance here.
Well, this one's on the ground. It's picked up by Blake, and he'll come near side, and they tap him right at the knees. And he is still down a little bit. He's going to walk a little gingerly after that one. But this time the Eagles a little bit better field position. They'll return this to the 20, well, they mark it at the 23-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 23 here for the Ellenwood Eagles. Another local score in. Great Bend leads Garden City 6-0. That was our last information from Elijah back at the studio. We'll try to keep you up to date on all the area scores as Alex has his sources, and I have mine. Niles with the pitch back to Blake. He'll go left, and he's hit way behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Takes it back to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 23 here for the Eagles. And right now, Ellenwood has become, well, for the lack of a better word, Alex, predictable.
Speaking of those local scores you were talking about there, Doug, we have a couple more, and I've got an update for you. Hoisington now is on the board. They still trail Larned 7-6, and Victoria making quick work of Lincoln. They lead 24-0 with 4:52 in the first quarter.
Single receiver far side, twins to the near side, single back in the backfield. Blake goes in motion to the left side. Here's a pitch out to Christensen. He tries to go ahead, and he might have gotten 1 yard back, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and mark it again at the 20-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 13. So with the motion to Blake, you thought maybe you might draw some of them off, but they left Blake alone and just hung on to Christensen and stopped the Eagles once again. Clock ticking, 2 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Little River leads by a score of 24-6.
Well, Doug, and I've just noticed this defensively. If you try to go on the far side either way, on the far side you got Levi Swenson. On the far side you got Hunter Thomas. We've seen both of them very athletic, very fast on the offensive side of the ball.
Hand off to the lead back is Christensen. He gets ahead for about 3 yards. That's going to make a 4th and 9. And this time Fisher's going to try to punt it.
We'll probably see the punt that Fisher did the first time, which was basically a low line drive punt, which was a good move from him. Those high booming punts easily could get in the wind there and knock it off its course.
Somehow, some way, that was not an offsides by Little River, because their left end, he was already past the offensive line before the snap was even there. But no call there. A line drive punt down the left sideline, and Little River will take over at about the 34-yard line. Yeah, about the 34-yard line.
I agree with you that.
1st and 10 at the 34, their own 34. Little River will try to march it in again here in the first quarter.
Well, Doug, we've seen it in the past with Peyton Harvey. Not all too hard to make it there. He's got 2 of their touchdowns, one a punt return and one just on a one-play, about 40-yard drive there.
Twins to the near side, single back in the backfield. Here's the snap. The lefty drops back. He'll roll left, throws it up high, and great defense that time by Jace Christensen, which kept the ball out of the hands of the receiver. So great play design by Little River. Great defense on the part of Jace Christensen.
And if it would have been it would have been not Peyton Harvey, Hunter Thomas there on the reception, but nice defensive move there by Jace Christensen, just knocking it right out of his hands, making it 2nd down. That's the first we've seen Little River passing the ball tonight.
Well, it's surprising considering the wind has been at their back, but now with the kind of lead they have, they can afford to do that. 18-point lead here for Little River. Same formation, twins to the near side, single back in the backfield alongside the quarterback. Raines takes the snap. He's going to roll left, fakes the pitch, then keeps it, then pitches it away. The Eagles still right there to hold him with maybe a gain of about a half, but he looked like it was kind of a read. He faked the pitch, kept it, tried to reverse, and then decided, here comes the Eagles. I'm going to pitch it anyway.
And Colby Prescott made a really nice move. He had to make the forced decision there for Levi Swenson, which gave it. He pitched it to Harvey, and just like that, everybody on the defense knew that Harvey was getting the ball and bottled him up immediately.
3rd and 11 here for Little River. I formation. Raines under center, takes the snap. Hands it to the tailback. He will go nowhere as the Ellenwood Eagle defense has made the adjustment up the middle. So that's going to bring up a 4th and. Are they giving him anything?
No, they're not, Doug. Colby Prescott and Zeb Hughes were on the tackle there for Ellenwood to make sure that there would be no gain for Little River.
I actually met Zeb Hughes yesterday. Never had before. If you don't know Zeb, if you ever saw the movie Footloose, he is Willard.
You're telling me you've never met Zeb
Never met him until yesterday.
Wow.
Split formation. Single receiver right, single left. Twin backs in the backfield alongside Raines. Raines calls for the ball, has the snap. It's going to be a quick kick. It's going to be a little pooch, and that is, well, it's going to keep going. And it's going to be stopped at about the 11-yard line, and that is the end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, it is Little River leading by a score of 24-6. Listen to Ellenwood Eagle football, 107.9. Back here after this 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood High School's Memorial Stadium. The Eagles get set to take over offensively, and they now will have the wind at their back. So apparently there was a penalty on the play as the Eagles are backed up now to the, it looks like about the 12-yard line. With the Eagles coming out on offense, good opportunity to congratulate birthday boy Eagles quarterback Ryan Niles. So hopefully Ryan has a good game tonight on his birthday. First play from scrimmage, goes ahead for about a yard, maybe two. It looks like the Eagles are just short of the 15-yard line. Little River in the lead by a score of 24-6. The Eagles struck first with a quick 6, were held on the 2-point conversion, and then it's just been touchdown, touchdown, and touchdown by Little River. Niles takes the snap, fakes, comes right. Well, no, that was Hamby, more of a Wildcat possession that time. And Todd goes ahead for about 5 yards. So that'll bring up a third and, well, a very doable 3. So 3rd and 3 here for the Eagles. Well, the Wildcat has been rather effective.
Well, I was at practice yesterday, Doug, and I saw them run a couple Wildcats, one with Todd Hamby, another one with Drew Blake, and they worked really well. But that, you got to remember, that was against the second-team defense. I have one score which is of importance for you Great Bend Panther fans listening in. Capon is leading Bishop Carroll 13-0. If Great Bend wins tonight, Bishop Carroll has to win in order for Great Bend to get a playoff spot at home. That includes another couple of wins by a couple teams that I don't remember, but I do remember that Capon has to win, or excuse me, Carroll has to win the Holy War in order for Great Bend to have a home playoff spot.
Well, Alex, while you were talking about that score, the Eagles were slapped with the delay of game. And that's going to back them up 5. So what was a very doable 3rd and 3 now turns into a little bit harder 3rd and 8. Running back on the play is Drew Blake. He goes right side, and he'll go down short of the first down. So now we're back down to the 4th and 2. So got back what we lost, but didn't get enough to keep going.
Doug, I have a local score from you. La Crosse leads Oakley 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Blake brings the play in. Let's see if we see the Wildcat here. Looks like Wildcat formation. Is that Hamby with the ball? Couldn't quite tell. Well, yeah, Hamby goes ahead, and he will be short of the first down, it looks like, judging by where the side judge is here.
They're going to give him the first.
Well, that's going to be worth that. That'll be doggone. Some hard running there by Todd Hamby, able to give the Eagles a first down on the 4th down play. So that's a little bit of inspiration. Niles returns back in the lineup with Kubik and Blake. So Hamby did what he needed to do to get the Eagles a first down. The official's not quite ready yet. Oh, they're going to call for a measurement. After they announced it, they've decided to come out and measure. Apparently the Little River coach convincing enough to get one.
Nope.
No, it is not going to be a first down. So the Eagles were held. That means they're going to give the ball up on downs, and there's a turn of events we didn't need, as Little River will have the ball on the 22-yard line headed to the south.
Now here's the advantage that Ellenwood has. Little River has the wind into their faces, so don't expect all that much on the passing game. But here's the kicker. They will probably run it, and that's one of the other options there. And they've done some pretty good damage running the ball tonight.
Range with the snap, hands it to the tailback. He gets past the original line of scrimmage. He'll go ahead for 2. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Moving in.
And this score just came in. 14-6. Oakley gets on the board as they take on the La Crosse Leopards. La Crosse still leads as Oakley got on the board to start off the second quarter.
9:23 left in the first half. Range takes the snap, I formation. Fakes to the tailback. He'll reverse field, goes around the left side, gets past the first down marker, cuts back inside, and he is, looks like into the end zone, but we've got a lot of laundry on the field as multiple flags were thrown as there was a big scrum over on the left sideline.
It looked like it's going to be a late hit on Little River from my indications here. You had the runner there, that was Swenson. He was a good 10, 15 yards after he was in the end zone practically, and then we see Zeb Hughes. He falls down with the Little River defender taking him down near the first down marker. So just like that, we're going to see a penalty slapped on Little River.
Well, 15-yard penalty there is going to back him up to the 30-yard line, as that was a spot foul and definitely a roughness type call.
Not the first long call that we've seen there for Little River. They had one in the first quarter with a horse collar.
Raines is back under center, twin backs in the backfield. Hands off to the fullback. He goes ahead, hits the pile, carries him with him, and he will gain, and he'll end up with that, gosh, maybe with about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
It's one of the underrated stats in football, yards after contact. We've seen it with Victoria and Colin Fonesteel, or the Fonesteel kid. I forgot his first name. It's not Colin. I know that for a fact. Cooper Fonesteel. There we go. It started with a C. Brendan Chacon with Ness City. We're seeing it here with all these Little River running backs.
I formation once again. Raines under center. He'll take the snap, pitches to the tailback. He'll come near side, makes the outside. He's got the sideline, and he is not going to get in, as it looked like Jace Christensen. No, that was Drew Blake. So Drew Blake caught him right before he goes into the end zone.
However, though, Doug, that's the unfortunate part. That gives Little River a fresh new set of downs to possibly get a touchdown.
So Little River with the ball sitting on about the 1 yard line. I would expect a straight dive here by Raines. Raines under center. He'll take the snap. Now he's going to hand it off to the tailback, and he will go into the end zone easily at the 8-minute mark. So 8 minutes left to go in the first half, and Little River has scored again to make it 30-6. And they will line up once again for the 2-point conversion. And right now, Little River has no problem getting into the end zone. They've only given up the ball one time, whereas the Eagles have had to, well, at least 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 times.
And they haven't missed a 2-point conversion yet in this game, Doug.
Raines under center once again. He'll take it, pitch it to the tailback. He goes right, then left, and he is tossed out of bounds, and it looks like Alex, the reverse jinx works. So the Eagles hold on the 2-point conversion. 8 minutes left to go. First half, It is Little River 30, Ellenwood 6. Listen to Eagle Football 107.9 back here after this 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood Memorial Stadium. Sorry, Elijah, I was reading the screen here once you were typing to me. Little River scores again to make it 30-6. It's time now once again for a kickoff. This one from the Redskins to the Eagles. And no matter where you kick off, make sure you kick off your insurance saving with Jensen Insurance and Amber Pets. Here's the kick. This is going to be a high kick out on the right sideline.
Sorry.
And that'll be out of bounds. The penalty flag is down. And it looks like the Eagles, are they going to take that or are they going to say, let's kick it again? Yep, taking advantage of the win. Smart move there, Coach Bernie. They are going to take the ball over at the 25-yard line. So they will take the 10-yard penalty, and the Eagles will have the wind at their back, hopefully for a good series. 30-6, Little River leads. Wildcat formation. Hamby took the snap, hands it off to the slot receiver, number 21, Jace Christensen. Christensen lunges ahead for about 2.5, almost 3. Even Mr. Cook on the PA is kind of debating with the spot. They're going to call it 2nd and 7 here. This just in from the studio. Great Bend leads Garden City 13-0. 10 minutes into the second half.
I would have expected that one to be a very back and forth game there, Doug.
Hamby hands it off in the backfield to Blake. He tries to go around the right side. He's knocked back for a loss. That'll bring up a 3rd and 12. Okay, 3rd and 11 here for Ellenwood. The Eagles are in the hard part of the field for me. If I sit upright, I'm looking at the only post in the press box. If I lean way left, I may get comfortable and take a nap. Snap is to Niles. He's going to roll right. Had an open receiver in Hamby, and Hamby was wide open. I don't know if he heard footsteps or not, but that was in and out of his hands, and that'll be an incomplete pass, which sets up a 4th and 12 for Ellenwood, and Isaac Fisher will drop back to punt.
And at this point, you'd want to see a high booming kick here from Isaac.
Well, he does boom this one. Picked up at about the 15-yard line, now across midfield. Breaks right, goes back to the middle, and he is tackled finally by number 75, Colby Prescott. And that was a great return on the part of Little River.
Oh, and that was Peyton Harvey. We've seen him do that once for a touchdown, and Colby said, "Oh, no, you're not this time," and dropped him there at the 30.
Well, the biggest thing there is the Eagles' pursuit was not an over pursuit. They were well contained. Here comes Little River again. I formation. Reigns under center. He'll take the snap. Fakes to the fullback. Keeps it himself. Turns left at the corner. And he will move ahead for about what? 5 yards they're going to call it. That'll be a 2nd and 5.
Got one local score for you. Larned kicked a field goal, so now it's 10-6. Larned leads Hoisington here in the second quarter.
Little River up to the line of scrimmage. Reigns under center. I formation. Reigns takes a snap. Deep pitch. Back to Stevens. He goes left. Cuts it back to the middle. He'll get just short of the first down mark, but there is a flag in the backfield. And it looks like a hold here against Little River. That would be helpful right now.
Oh, and that's the third penalty that's either negated a first down or a touchdown, Doug. We saw that with a touchdown, which was negated due to the late hit. We've seen a good first down as well at the very beginning, which was negated on a horse collar. That actually helped Ellenwood out and gave him 15 more yards. So Little River kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here with these penalties.
5:34 left to go, first quarter. Little River leads 30-6. Split formation, single receiver left, single right. Into the wind, it's a strange look. Reigns calls for the ball, hands it off.
It's out.
Ball's fumbled, and it's on the ground, and the Eagles can't go out and get to it, or do they? Christensen was there, as was Stevens for Little River. And they're going to say that the Eagles recovered.
And right there, it was pretty simple, pretty much a textbook fumble there for Little River. It went straight out of his hand out there as a pitch play, and it touched him and then went right out of his breadbasket, unfortunately, there for Little River. And for Ellenwood, they got right on the ball. Got some good yardage on it, too, as they're at about the 29-yard line.
This will be the Eagles' best field position of the ball game. 1st and 10 at the 29. 5:05 left to go for first half. Wildcat formation. Hamby. Lead blocker for Blake, who took the direct snap. Drew goes ahead to about the 24-yard line. That'll bring us 2nd and 4. They're saying 2nd and 5. I thought he was on the 20. Looks like he's on the 19.
You've been mentioning the WAC game there, Great Bend versus Garden City. In another WAC game, Dodge City leads Liberal 10-7. If you remember from last week, off the last-second field goal, Liberal defeated Great Bend.
And Great Bend smoked Dodge City. I mean, what do you do? Hamby keeps this one. He'll go ahead. Looks like he's going to be just short of the first down mark. They're going to mark that shy of the 20-yard line. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 1, a very long one here for the Eagle.
And they deprived me of saying 3rd in a shoebox.
Well, that's because that's one big foot right there. Get it?
Do they make shoes? I mean, they would make shoes that big for like Andre the Giant, but that's about it.
My son wears a 15. And handoff from Niles to the fullback. And he's barely going to get to the line of scrimmage. So Kubik still back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Well, the Eagles need this first down. Clock is ticking because of the running play. 3:28 left to go in the first half. Little River leads 30-6. Wildcat formation once again. Blake with the ball. He'll go ahead. Looks like he got the first down, and waiting for the indication here from the side judge. And it is going to be an Eagle first down. So that was huge right there.
And And this time we're not going to see a challenge here from the Little River coaches, so it will be first down.
Clock is ticking. 3:05 left to go first half. Eagles trying to get something generated here. Another Wildcat formation. Gets the ball to Drew Blake. He goes around the right side. There is a flag back here.
We have a flag in the back. Okay, they're both going to be in the backfield then. You had one that was behind the line of scrimmage and one that was right in front of it, and then the one referee, the back judge, he threw his to be matching there with the referees. So, holding.
From the position of it, it definitely looked like holding. I hate to point it out, but it looked like they caught Bryce Baker on that one because Bryce had that hands in the air, who me look that has become so prominent in all stages of sports. So that's going to back the Eagles up. And it'll be a 1st and 20 from the 30-yard line. Christensen with the ball. He comes to the left side, pops into the defenders, bounces off of them, goes ahead to the 25-yard line. So a good hard gain of 5 there. We're being up a 2nd and 15. And we've got a man down as Christensen gave Graham Stevens a little taste of his own medicine there.
Well, Stevens, fortunately, he's up and he's running off to the sideline. So that's good for him. To take his place is number 1, Bronson Raines.
So now the Eagles have a chance to go up to the quarterback, I guess. I don't know. Looks like it'll be a normal formation here as Niles checks back in, as does Kubik. Well, that's funny that my phone keeps making noises as I've got all the volumes off, but it keeps doing it. Interesting.
There we go. Todd Hamby on the catch. He bobbled it a little bit, but then he took it down to his control. He is going to be tackled at about the 21-yard line, and it's going to make it a little bit of a more manageable 3rd down for Ellenwood.
Not enough for the first down, but enough to be a great play for the Eagles. Now it's down to the 12-yard line. And it'll be a 3rd and, are they calling that 4? Yeah, scoreboard says 3rd and 4 here for Ellenwood. Back to the Wildcat formation. Blake takes the direct snap. He'll move ahead. It's going to be close to see if he got the first down. He's in the vicinity of it. Of course, John Madden used to say left foot, right foot spot makes the difference. Left foot usually means first down. Right foot usually means does not. That was a left foot. Guess what? It's first down here for the Eagles.
And right there, Drew took it up the gut. I think that's what Ellenwood's going to need to do in order to get some running success tonight.
1:45 left in the first half. Eagles on the march, trailing 30-6. Wildcat formation once again. Direct snap to Blake. He'll follow Hamby to the right side. Good block by Hamby. Blake goes ahead, reaches out with the ball, but they're going to say he was short of the end zone.
Well, he had his arm extended to where he was at the pylon, but it appears his knee might have been down right at the 1-yard line, unfortunately, and that's going to make it 2nd and goal for Ellenwood. Ellenwood's going to call timeout here. It's going to be their first of the half.
So with Ellenwood calling the timeout, we'll keep it right here and talk about some of our Ellenwood Eagles sports sponsors. They include ILS, Innovative Livestock Services, and Barton County Feeders, always proud to sponsor the Ellenwood Eagles and striving to come up with the best strategy for you and your livestock business. Community Bank of the Midwest, proud to be in Ellenwood, taking care of all of your banking needs. Community Bank and the Ellenwood Eagles, a winning combination. H&B Communications, bringing technology to your doorstep. H&B Communications is proud to be a sponsor of Ellenwood Eagles sports. Keller Real Estate of Great Bend and Ellenwood, from commercial to residential and farm properties, Keller Real Estate has the experience to help you. Keller Real Estate, proud to be a part of the Ellenwood community. Fuller Industries of Great Bend, your one-stop solution source See what Fuller Industries can do for you. Barton College, where high school grads in Kansas with a 3.5 GPA or better, or scored a 26 or better on your ACT, qualify for a books and tuition scholarship. Visit gobarton.com for detail. Eagles line up here. Wildcat formation. Snap is high to Hamby. He has to go up for it. Does get it. Comes back toward the middle. Gains a positive yard almost. But that's going to bring up a 3rd and goal.
So it's 3rd in a shoebox. I can finally say it. I've said 4th in a shoebox throughout all of district season, and now I can finally say it. 4th in a shoebox, and if they make that shoebox, it's an Ellenwood Eagle touchdown.
You're killing me, Smalls. Oh, my Lanta.
You said as a broadcaster you can make up terms, right, Doug?
Let's see. We got the Eagle players signaling touchdown. We don't have an official signaling touchdown. It's going to be 4th and inches upon inches upon inches. And the Eagles going to take another timeout. And while they do that, let's talk about Annie Mae's Restaurant in Ellenwood. Before the game, after the game, during the game, in fact, lunch and supper, they cook it like Mom used to. Look for their daily specials. And they have homemade pizzas, too. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. That's Annie Mae's. And Ricker's Seeds. Call Mark or Tim to pre-order your seed needs. That's 785-479-0135. And those are our Ellenwood Eagles sports sponsors.
Doug, I've got a couple of local scores for you. It's a must-win game for Ness City. They take on the Satana Indians tonight. And Satana right now leads Ness City 28-14. We've got Larned and Hoisington. That score still stays at 10-6. That is now a halftime score. And an update now, La Crosse leads Oakley 21-6. And again, for our Great Bend Panther fans listening in, Bishop Carroll's now on the board. They trail Cape and Mount Carmel 13-7. And those are all of the scores that I have at this point.
You know, it's funny. On a Friday night, how do you decide who to listen to? I mean, everywhere on the dial. Or the push button.
You've got
or
a
the
whole
digital.
bunch of games.
You've got game after game. 4th down for the Eagles. Niles under center. He'll take the snap. Tries to go it himself. Hamby's trying to push him from behind.
It looks like a rugby scrum situation there, Doug, where you've got the defense going and you've got the offense going. The indication.
They're saying the Eagles did not get in the end zone. So Little River holds at the goal line, and with 24 seconds left to go, Little River have the ball. Boy, what a defensive stand by the Little River Redskins.
Now we're going to see Little River take a timeout.
Well, let's look at this. Little River calls the timeout. They are at the 1 foot line. They got to go all the way to the south into the wind. They lead 30-6. Now here's the deal. No matter what, we go into the second half. No matter what, it'll only be the 3rd time we've been in the second half all season long. So now the conditioning is going to kick back in. The Eagles would like to obviously prevent any kind of a momentum here for Little River to take into the locker room, or I should say, I guess, into the end zone, and try to hold on to them. So 30-6, not what the Eagles wanted. However, definitely not out of this ball game, as they've shown a penchant to move the ball.
Very controllable things that Ellenwood has here. Now, you've got to remember, you've got Peyton Harvey, you've got Levi Swenson, Hunter Thomas, all really big runners here for Little River. We've seen Peyton Harvey on a couple of touchdowns where he just cut it back, and all of a sudden he's burned Ellenwood for a touchdown. We saw that with a punt return and with a running play. Let's see what Little River plays here on this one.
Snap goes to Raines. He'll go ahead on a keeper. He'll gain about a yard, and that should eat up the rest of the time here in the first half. Nope, Little River quickly onto the ball. Less than 10 seconds left to go. Range takes the snap. It's a deep pitch. He's going to go left. Oh, my goodness. He gets through the line of scrimmage. He's headed toward the end zone. One man to beat, and Drew Blake is going to knock him down at about the 25-yard line, and that is a touchdown saver.
That right there ends the first half. So your halftime score, Little River leads Ellenwood 30-6.
Ellenwood Eagle football here in Ellenwood. We're at halftime, trailing 30-6. We will be back after this 2-minute timeout. Breaks through, goes right side, down the sideline. Tackled once again by Christensen.
Peyton Harvey on the run. It looks like we're going to see a flag on the play, and that being on Peyton Harvey as he was getting tackled. It looked like he almost got looked like he did get the face mask there as he was trying to tell him to get away from him.
They're going to call a face mask on Jace Christensen. Looked like a pretty clean tackle to me, but apparently, you know, when they rolled him over, they saw him come up, and his hand was probably across the face mask. And in high school sports, you can't even touch that thing, or it's a penalty from somewhere.
It looked like it was on Levi, or not on Levi Swenson. It looked like it was on Peyton Harvey there, but apparently I got something wrong there. As it looked like when he was on the process of getting down, it looked like he had his hand maybe at least on the crown of the helmet, but at the same time, I'm trying to look here out of a window.
I formation. Here's a snap. Hands it to the tailback. He goes left, tries to roll back toward the middle. He is brought down short of the touchdown, fortunately. And it looks like it'll be a second and goal here for Little River. We're at the beginning of the third quarter. The score is currently 30-6. Little River on the drive. And, Alex, I still can't pick up the number on the new quarterback.
Well, it looks like they've just switched around a couple players. You've got Stevens under center, and then you've got Harvey and Thomas in the backfield.
Stevens takes the snap, hands it off to the lead back. He'll go ahead for about none. Now they are going to move the sticks a little bit. I guess now we'll be at third and goal, and it looks like the 5-yard line. So third and goal at the 5. The stadium announcer, Mr. Cook, trying to get the fans into this one, help the Eagles make a little defensive stand. Let's see how we do. 3rd and 5. Little River comes up to the ball. I formation once again. Under center is Graham Stevens in replace of Raines. Stevens hands it off to the tailback. He'll go right. Tries to lunge toward the oh my goodness. He was laying on top of an Ellenwood Eagle, and they scored touchdown.
Well, when you think about it, he still is legal. His knee didn't touch the ground, and, well, technically he wasn't really even touching the ground as the Ellenwood Eagle that was sandwiched between the Little River player and the ground, doing the ground contact for him. And that's going to make it a Little River touchdown.
So 36-6 now. Little River leads.
Where'd my pen go?
And 36-6, Little River leads. And the Redskins will line up for a 2-point conversion. He comes to the right side and in for the 2-point conversion. That's going to make it now 38-6. So 38-6. Little River has taken the lead at the 10:04 mark of the second half. You listen to Ellenwood Eagle football, 107.9, back here after the 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood Memorial Stadium, where Little River has scored again. Now have a 38-6 lead. And another kickoff brought to you by Little River, or from Little River, brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Now the ball blows off of the tee. That hadn't happened yet.
I would have thought that would have happened
earlier
in
right
today's
from the beginning.
game.
Now let's see. Little River will be kicking into the wind here. Last time it went out of bounds. The Eagles had a good shot. Well, this kick is up and high. Christensen with the fair catch at the 14-yard line. So Jace signals fair catch, gets it near the sideline, goes ahead and takes it out of bounds, and the Eagles will get the ball back for the second time here in the second half.
Hopefully we can see an offensive series go into a touchdown. The last series, they weren't able to make it there on a fourth down. And before that, the last possession that Ellenwood had in the first half, they were stopped right at the goal line.
Wildcat formation. Fumble, and it is recovered by the Eagles at about the 5-yard line as Christensen recovered. Boy, not exactly what we needed right there.
And that gave us a good, I'd say about 2nd and 20.
Taking a look here because the post is in play for me. You're pretty close. They're calling it a 2nd and 17. Back to the Wildcat once again. Handoff, or the direct snap, is to Drew Blake. He tries the left side. Might have got 2 yards out of it.
Lost his shoe on the play.
He says, what the heck, I'll keep going. Niles now comes in. He'll call the play from the sideline. Look for him to drop back to pass here. Twins to the far side, single receiver near side, single back in the backfield. Niles hands it off to Christensen. He'll take it off right side up to about the 15-yard line. Pretty decent gain, but not enough, and now the Eagles have a decision to make.
Well, and Doug, more halftime scores just rolling through. Bayshore Linwood leads Atchison 19-0 at halftime, and Andover leads Valley Center 34-0.
Well, Coach Burney out on the field. It looks as if Kristen is shaking up on the right side, and we'll keep an eye here on Jace. Of course, he was in concussion protocol 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago. Last week he came out of the ball game having got his bell rung, but that was basically it. He passed the sideline protocol very easily. And now Christensen is down once again. The officials and the Eagles coaching staff around him. Of course, the Eagle players down on a knee. Little River down on a knee. And, that's one of the things probably that has come out of sports in recent years as far as the kneeling goes and paying respect to the other players. And Alex, speaking of paying some respect, talk about some of our sponsors.
National Billing, your accounts receivable, financing, and processing company, proud sponsors of the Eagles. OPI Office Products Incorporated for all of your office needs with stores in Great Bend, Larned, and Russell. Canope Auto Parts and Repair, providing complete auto tune-up and repair to Ellenwood, Kansas. They also offer a complete lineup of parts for agricultural, automotive, and oil field use. Count on their ASC certified mechanics for quality service every time. Jensen Insurance, your independent insurance professionals, offering you choices that fit your needs. Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance, supporting the Eagles, we've got you covered. Joiner Construction, simply the best in the business. Specializing in residential, commercial, and steel building construction, also offering complete roofing services, Hammer Down Eagles. And Canope Sand, no matter how large or small your project, if you don't have the right truck for the job, their delivery trucks are available. Rock, sand, or dirt, they will be there in a flash.
Well, Christian being helped to the sideline, not able to put full pressure. It looks like his left ankle, perhaps. It's kind of hard to tell there at the angle that they are carrying him, but Jace clearly in some lower body pain. And well, now they got him stuck here on the side, and they're calling out some more beef to get him carried off. And they are going to take him straight to the side, or straight to the locker room. Athletic Director Schoendollar headed down there. And it looks like perhaps Jace's dad as well. So now we're ready to play football once again. Unfortunate for the Eagles to possibly have lost Christensen. Fisher calls for the snap. He gets off a pretty good punt. It's going to bounce. Oh, boy, that went off the side, didn't it?
No, there it hit the trash can there that was on the Little River sideline. Now I have one score for you. Ness City and Satana, must-win game for Ness City in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. They have tied it up with Satana at 28.
So the ball gets out to only the 30-yard line. So that time the wind hurt the Eagles by taking the ball to the right side. Coach Burney down here at the Little River 35 is frustrated, and you can see it openly. Little River with an offset formation in the backfield. Fake toss, and it's going to be handed off to the tailback. He tries to go a move ahead. He'll move about 3, maybe 4 yards. No, they're going to say only about 2 yards. Mr. Cook says 1. So the scoreboard officially says 2nd and 9. Do we still have the backup quarterback Stevens in? I can't. The 3s and the 1s all look the same.
It appears they've got Levi Swenson now in at quarterback.
So Swenson, the quarterback, he'll take the snap, hands it off to the tailback. That's Stevens. He tries the right side for maybe a gain of 1, if that. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8 here for the Eagle.
However, though, when you look at it between Stevens, Swenson, Thomas, and Harvey, you can pretty much throw any 4 of them, and you can have one on the sideline or one at a receiver role, and you pretty much all 3 of them know all of the positions.
Well, and in today's football formations, you kind of have to. Stacked formation now. Swenson under center. He'll fake a handoff, keeps it, throws up a pass. He's got it deep, but that is broken up back there. And that time, Drew Blake had something to say to Swenson, as if he wouldn't have got that ball off, it would have been a sack.
Well, and more information there with that Satana-Ness City game. Ness City, there are 22 unanswered points in the second quarter. Ness City really wanting to have those playoff hopes still alive. They lost to South Gray last week, and if Ness City happens to win, Satana needs to win at South Gray next week in order for Ness City to, it appears, take the runner-up position in their district.
Swenson back deep, split receiver left, single receiver right. Now that receiver's in motion. Fakes a jet sweep. He's going to keep it. No, he does hand it off on the jet sweep. My goodness. I'm losing the ball there. He went around the left side, not enough for the first down. And the Eagles will take over on downs for only the 2nd time in this ball game. So a good stand there by the Eagles takes us down to the 7:02 mark. Ellenwood will have the ball with the wind behind them heading to the north. And Alex Hamke, we need a score in a very, very, very bad way.
And the good thing about their wind to their backs is now with the you pretty much open up the passing game. The running game pretty much open either way, but the passing game now easier to get.
Niles hands this off to Blake. He goes right side, breaks through the initial line of tacklers, moves the ball ahead about maybe 4 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 6. Look at that. We finally matched the announcers. 2nd and 6 here for the Eagles. Trying to drive in the 3rd quarter. Regular formation. Niles under center. Bad snap. He has to control it and just go forward. That's all he could do.
Looked like that play was going to be a pass play. You had Todd Hamby and Landon Roble there in receiver roles about ready to catch it if the ball was to be thrown.
3rd down now. They're going to call it 3rd and 6. Eagles in really a must-score drive. 5:50 left in the third quarter. Here's a pitch back to Blake. He'll come near side, picks up a block, breaks around the outside, but unfortunately ran out of real estate here to the west, and he'll be out of bounds, which will end up bringing a 4th and 5. So 4th and 5. The Eagles are either going to have to punt or run a pretty darn good play here. They have not been able to convert.
We are not. Isaac Fisher on the sidelines, so they are going to go for it here on 4th down.
Stacked formation behind Niles. Ryan takes a snap. He's going to drop back, roll near side. Tries to get it to Hamby, and that ball falls incomplete. As Hamby was locked up with number 1, Raines, here on the near sideline. So now Little River takes over on down.
And Bronson Raines almost intercepted the ball, but that was a good move there for Bronson. If he would have intercepted, Ty would have taken him down to the ground immediately and would have been at least 5 yards back from where they have the ball now. Little River is going to call timeout, their first of the half.
And this is Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9. We'll be back here in Ellenwood after the 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood's Memorial Stadium. Sorry, Elijah, I got preoccupied here looking at the field. Little River took their timeout. The Eagles still over on the sideline getting some instruction. You can tell the coaching staff is a little flabbergasted. Losing Christensen offensively has been quite good. Defensively, he's made a lot of stops, as the last tackle available. So with him in the locker room and them not knowing what's going on yet, now they have to face Little River. Swinson back under center. He's going to pitch it back deep. Tailback makes a cut, goes back to the outside, tries to cut it back inside, dodges a couple of Eagle defenders, and he is finally downed at the 20-yard line.
Hunter Thomas there on the run for Little River. Make it 2nd and 2 there for Little River as they're at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I'm struggling to figure out where we're at there because, of course, the Eagles all accumulated right in that area. Swinson under center. He takes a snap, hands it off to the tailback. He goes up the middle. He'll easily have the first down, and it looks like they're going to spot it right at the 10-yard line. Question is, will this be a 1st and goal or a 1st and 10?
Well, it's going to be right outside the 10-yard marker, so it looks like it will be 1st and 10. La Crosse leads Oakley 21-16. That score is tightened up in the third. Another third quarter score of note, actually a couple more. Hoisington leads Larned 22-17 on a 66-yard run from Anthony McConnell. Riley County leads Beloit 12-0. And a final score, Rock Hills defeats Southern Cloud 54-0. The officials have taken an official timeout. It looks like equipment related on Ellenwood. That was Zeb Hughes there, just needed a chin strap. There, his upper chin strap came loose. So
Swenson under center, I formation. Takes the snap, hands it off to the lead back. He'll break through right side and into the end zone. And it'll be a touchdown here for Little River at the 4-minute, 30-second mark. And it is now 44-6. Little River will come up and line up for 2. If they get the 2, it'll be a 40-point lead here for the Redskins. Swinson keeps it, turns left. Did he get in? He is in. So 46-6, Little River takes the lead. And that's the score here from Memorial Stadium here in Ellenwood. Listen to Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9 back here after this 60-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood High School. We are at Memorial Stadium where Little River gets set to kick off again. And this kickoff, like all the others, brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Stop by and see Amber. See if she can save you some of that ever valuable dollars on your insurance costs.
And we've seen the ball fall off the tee again. So we're going to see Ethan Schaefer hold it. Graham Stevens to kick here for Little River.
Hard kick on the ground, picked up by Blake. He'll come near side. He gets tripped up. Looks like he got tripped up going over his own man. Yes. Roble was over here making a block, fell down, and it looks like that Blake tripped over him. Let's see, we are at the 30-yard line. Eagles would like to get something positive here. Trailing 46-6, 4:25 left to go in the third quarter. Niles in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, lofts one up high, intended for Hamby. Hamby wasn't quite at the sideline yet, but pretty nice pass there from Niles. It's kind of a timing play, and Hamby just not able to outrun the two defenders.
Bronson Raines would have been the one to probably tackle Todd if he would have caught it, as it was him and Levi Swenson who were in his vicinity there.
Niles under center, takes the snap. Little counter in the backfield. Blake goes right, cuts it back to the middle, breaks to a tackler. Now another missed tackle, and Blake is off to the races. He's got one man gaining on his heels, but he's not going to get there. Touchdown by Drew Blake at the 4:09 mark, and the Eagles are back on the board, and it is now 46-12. Little River and the Eagles will go for two.
That was the must-score possession that they needed, and we're going to see an official timeout here again. Well, Drew Blake lost his shoe on that run, so he's okay, and now we've got a couple of league scores. 23-22, it appears that Larned still leads that game. And we have a score from Maxville for once, Doug. Maxville leads Attica Argonia 38-6 in the third quarter.
Oh, that must be that south wind. It blew a score up here from Maxville, because you normally don't see that.
We don't see scores from Maxville. We don't see scores from Kinsley. We don't see scores from St. John. If you're on US 50, we don't get it.
Niles takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback, Kubik, and he is going to be short of the two-point conversion. So the score is 46-12 now. Little River leads. Listen to Ellenwood Eagle football, 107.9. Back after 60-second timeout. kickoff time once again here in Ellenwood. This time the Eagles kicking off to the Redskins. And, of course, this kickoff brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Zeb Hughes back to handle the honors here as he will have the wind behind him. Here's the kick from the left-handed Hughes. It's going to be a onside kick. There's a scrum for it. And they're saying that Little River recovered even though the Eagles get up with the ball in their hand. So he pointed the wrong way. There we go. The referee comes in and says it is Ellenwood's ball.
We've got a couple more scores for you. At the end of the third, Halstead 28, Trinity 6, Junction City 17, Topeka Seaman 3, and in Canadian football, Saskatchewan Roughriders 9, Calgary Stampeders 1.
Huge turnover there for the Eagles on the onside kick, perfectly executed as the Eagles come up with the ball at the 38-yard line heading to the north. So the Eagles trying to get some back-to-back momentum here. 4:06 left in the third. Niles takes the snap, throws the ball to the outside, overthrows Blake as Ryan had a whole lot more time than he expected to. But the passing game is wide open if they could just connect, as they've been getting a good dose of run. And now the Eagles with their last chance to take advantage of that south wind.
And looking at the celebrations on the sideline, it looked like Ethan Hayes was the one who got the recovery on the onside kick for Ellenwood.
Niles takes the snap, pitches out to Blake. He'll go right side. Can't quite make the corners. He is nudged out of bounds. Maybe with a gain of a half. They didn't move it much, but it is on the opposite side of the down mark. They call it 3rd and 9 officially. This has got to be a huge play right here. Niles has the call from the sideline. Heads back into the huddle. I formation behind Niles. Ryan takes the snap. He's going to roll to the near side. Throws the ball up for Roble. The ball knocked down by number 3, Graham Stevens. Great play design there. Just Stevens had a little bit more leap than Roble did. And that ball is knocked down, and it'll be a timeout here for Ellenwood. And Alex, while we're at the timeout, why don't we talk a couple more sponsors there.
Our first sponsor, Anderson Law Office, attorneys at law, statewide services, collect calls accepted, and available for evening and weekend appointments. Free initial consultation too. Know your rights, make an informed decision. ILS and Barton County Feeders, always proud to sponsor the Ellenwood Eagles and striving to come up with the best strategy for you and your livestock business. Community Bank of the Midwest, proud to be in Ellenwood and taking care of all your banking needs. Community Bank and the Ellenwood Eagles, a winning combination. H&B Communications, bringing technology to your doorstep. H&B Communications is proud to be a sponsor of Ellenwood Eagles Sports. And our final one, Keller Real Estate of Great Bend and Ellenwood. From commercial to residential and farm properties, Keller Real Estate has the experience to help you. Keller Real Estate, proud to be a part of the Ellenwood community.
Of course, those sponsors are the reasons that we can bring you Ellenwood Eagle Sports. Here's a 4th down play. Niles gets it back to Blake. Blake's going to throw, and he launches this one into the end zone. He had more on that ball than the Eagles could provide speed-wise on the reception end. So Roble was the intended receiver. That means that Little River will take over with the ball at the 30. I don't understand. Why did they move it ahead to the 37 when he threw it from back there? Okay, well, I guess we're going to go with that.
Line of scrimmage?
That wasn't the line of scrimmage. Huh. Okay. So Little River with the ball in I formation. Hand off to the tailback. He's going to break right. He's got clean sailing. And one handoff, one play. And Little River is into the end zone with 3 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the third quarter. That'll make it 52-12. And Little River will once again go for 2. Well, the Eagles were not quite ready, I don't think, defensively. for that play. Just a basic play, but it seemed like the left side of the defense was not totally set up yet. And that is a concentration issue.
Hunter Thomas there on the touchdown run for Little River.
Split formation, twins to the right side. Deep snap. Fakes the handoff. Now he's going to roll the left side. Left-hander lobs it into the infield, in zone. That ball is too high and goes off of the hands. It's out of bounds.
Braden Sears, the intended receiver, and I mean, if that was going,
they're saying it's good. He came down with it on the one-handed catch.
He did. I thought it went straight.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it went straight through the end zone, but I gotta say, I mean, just the motion that he made in order to get that one and get it cradled in, that is Sports Center top 10 material right there, Doug.
Wow, 23-22, Hoisington Larned. Larned leads, according to Mr. Cook over there. So now let's get back to this one. Little River scored, made it 54-12 on the two-point conversion. Didn't think he had that. So now the Eagles will receive another kickoff. And, of course, this kickoff brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. They can kick off your insurance savings, kick off your other insurance company. I don't know. That just came to me. And you know, maybe just get a kick out of going in and talking to him. How's that for being tired?
I think that's the best one we've had all season, Doug.
Well, forgive us. Alex and I are getting a little loopy. 54-12. Eagles trying to put up a fight, but it's the old Paula Abdul song. 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And it's just not working out.
I haven't heard that song.
Well, Alex, you're barely that old. Here's a kick to the Eagle. That's going to be picked up by, can't tell who picked that up. Oh, Fisher with the return brings it out to the 25-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Doug, we mentioned the 23-22 score. That would be Larned Hoisington. Larned has scored again. It's now 29-22. The Larned Indians lead the Hoisington Cardinals.
Wow. Again, that's a little crazy. Let's see. Trying to find here that song.
Niles here. He's going to hand it off to Kubik. Barrels in for about 7-8 yards there on the play. Going to make it about 6 yards, excuse me. So 2nd and 4 for the Ellenwood Eagles.
A pretty good run that time by the Eagles. Manageable 2nd down. 1st down here would be huge. Clock ticking, 3rd quarter, approaching the 3-minute mark. Niles under center, I formation. Ryan takes the snap, hands it off to the lead back. Everybody thought that Niles had it and was going to pitch it to Blake, but Kubik ahead for the 1st down. Great deception there by the Eagles. Hard running by Cole Kubik.
And that's going to make it an Ellenwood Eagle 1st down at about the 38-yard line.
So 1st and 10 Eagles at their own 38. They need to get to the 32 to get a 1st down. Niles hands off to Blake. He'll get it across the 40 and it's thrown backwards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7. Okay, 2nd and 8. There for the Eagles.
And in that must-win Ness City-Satana game, Ness City has taken the first score of the 2nd half. They lead the Satana Indians 36-28.
Here come the Eagles once again. Power I formation. Niles takes the snap. He's going to keep it, come near side, cuts it back inside the numbers, and he'll go ahead to about the 38-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Mr. Cook is starting to sound like a 38-yard line.
Doug, I have a couple scores around the league. Otis Bison defeated Tri-Plains Brewster 64-0, and Central Plains defeated St. John 56-0 at halftime.
Oh, what a surprise. Niles with the deep pitch back to Fisher. He goes right side, gains nothing. And it'll be a 4th down now here for the Eagle.
And those two teams, Central Plains and Otis Bison, they're both in the driver's seat in their respective divisions. Central Plains has played pretty much everybody. They'll take on Gossel next week, and Otis Bison takes on Hodgman County. Both those games are at home. That's going to be a good game there for Hodgman and Otis. Hodgman County leading Dighton at last check 16-6.
Niles under center, hands it off to the lead back. And he breaks through enough for a 1st down. Then he'll get pushed backwards. But Kubik with enough yards to get another 1st down here for the Eagles. And boy, Cole is getting that ball, attacking the hole hard and keeping his legs moving.
And this one is coming in. I don't know if you've received it, but 20-8, Great Bend leads Garden City in the 4th quarter. That coming from Jim Masunis. The question, upset alert there from Great Bend.
Niles back under center. Ryan takes a snap. He'll pitch it back to Blake. Comes near side. He gets tackled from behind with help in front of him, and that'll be no gain. I guess that was Fisher. I thought it was Blake. So no gain here. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Now they're saying a loss of 1 with the spot. So 2nd and 11. Niles back deep to take the snap. He'll drop back to pass. Lofts one near the sideline. Too high for Hamby. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of the 3rd, Little River leads Ellenwood 54-12. Listen to Eagle Football 107.9. Back here after this 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Ellenwood High School's Memorial Stadium. The end of the 3rd quarter just happened, and we are starting the 4th quarter. Ellenwood trying to drive, but it'll be a 3rd and 11. And now they lose the advantage of the wind, Alex, and we're going to have to get a strong run game going.
Well, and we have the strong run game there with Drew Blake, and we've seen Kubik as of late running it really well. So for Ellenwood, I think we're going to do really good here in the 4th quarter.
Niles takes a snap, hands it off to, it looks like Kubik, but he gets bottled up right in the middle. And that's going to be a loss of another 1. Well, maybe a loss of 2, actually, as they backed up the spot to about the 38-yard line. So this will be a 4th and 12 for the Ellenwood Eagles. Niles under center, Kubik and Blake in the backfield, or Fisher. Niles keeps it, pitches it back to Fisher. Fisher down the left sideline. He is knocked out of bounds. My goodness, at Alex Hammockey's favorite shoebox line.
Just a shoebox between him and the end zone. Hunter Thomas there, knocking him out of bounds about the 1-yard line.
Boy, what a great read by Ryan Niles to go around the outside. And the birthday boy Niles hands Isaac Fisher a birthday gift, and he almost takes it to the house. How's like that transition?
Oh, really good.
We'll put a candle on it. Wildcat formation, Niles hands it off And it's going to be for no gain by Kubik. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Second and goal here for the Eagles. Need a score badly. 4th quarter action. That was nice. What was it?
Somebody gave you a water bottle, Doug.
Well, that came from the heavens. A busted water ball, just what I needed. Now the Eagles taking a little time in the huddle here. Now they're ready to go. And there's going to be a flag. Well, okay, the Eagles had the timeout before the flag could be thrown. So where are we here, Alex? At Keller or at Fuller?
We
Fuller.
are at, we're at
Fuller Industries of Great Bend, your one-stop solution source. See what Fuller Industries can do for you. Barton College, where high school grads in Kansas with a 3.5 GPA or higher, or scored a 26 or better on their ACT, qualify for a books or tuition scholarship. Visit gobarton.com for details. Annie Mae's Restaurant in Ellenwood, before the game, after the game, lunch and supper. They cook it like Mom used to. Look for their daily specials too. They also have homemade pizzas, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, and that's Annie Mae. And Ricker Seeds. Call Mark or Tim to pre-order your seed needs. 785-479-0135. Here's the play from the Eagles. Tries to go up the gut.
Jacob Herman.
And into the end zone.
(10:24) here in the 4th quarter. Jacob Herman on the touchdown run.
Well, you got to love seeing the senior finally get an opportunity to carry the ball. Gets his first carry and his first touchdown, and it happens on senior night at a time when the Eagles really needed a score.
10 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock, and that makes the score 18-54 in favor of Little River.
Handoff once again up the middle to Colby Prescott, but it is short of the goal line, and that is going to be the score of 54-18 at the 10:24 mark. Listen to Ellenwood Eagle football at 107.9. Back here after this 60-second timeout.
Welcome back to Ellenwood Eagle football here from Memorial Stadium. Jacob Herman on the touchdown run, and we now are back at the kickoff. Doug's trying to see and get the prognosis on Jace Christensen as he went out in about the 2nd quarter, seeing if we can get a prognosis on him. Landon Robles set to kick off for Ellenwood. Again, this kickoff, like all kickoffs, provided to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Number 11, that is Hunter Thomas on the run for Little River, and that's where Little River is going to set up shop at about the 35-yard line. Or 25-yard line. So Little River, Ellenwood now looking. It looks like we've got a timeout called. And with that being said, another couple scores here. 56-0. Phillipsburg defeated Norton in the 4th quarter. La Crosse leads Oakley 29-16. And this just coming in, Ness City leads Satana 44-28. They're busting it wide open, and both teams now out on the field. pitch to Thomas, and he's going to run it right up the middle here. He's cutting back to the far side, excuse me. He's at the 20, the 10, and touchdown Little River. And that is going to make it 60 to 18 with 10:04 left here in the fourth quarter, as that was quite the run from from Hunter Thomas. Little River here on the 2-point conversion.
Word just in here on Jace Christensen talking to his father. It is definitely his left ankle. They are going to take it in for x-rays. They are, like the rest of us, hoping it is not broken. So Christensen will not be back tonight. Realistically, an ankle injury in the 8th week, chances are he will not play next week, as you'll try to protect that for his further sport. So that's the word on Jace. Here's the snap, hands off to the lead back. He is stuffed by the Eagles as, well, Colby Prescott and Woody Corbett making sure nobody's going on there. Or that was Woody, I think. No Colby that time. So Corbett with the stop, and that's going to keep the score at 30 to 18 Little River. 10 minutes left to go in the ball game. And Alex, that means the Eagles have lost Dole, Monday, Cutter, Christensen. My goodness, what do you do for an attack?
It's quite the losses there that Ellenwood has seen, but it is worth mentioning we have seen Kubik. He's done a really good job. We've seen Niles in the quarterback slot. He's done a really good job filling in for Kyler. We've seen Todd being thrown in on the rushing side. So really, honestly, as we've seen these injuries happen, we've seen the stop, and we've seen pretty much really good replacements. And as I've said, most of those guys, minus Todd, they're all underclassmen, and they're all going to be back next year. So even with the injuries that we've suffered this year, we're still going to have some of these guys back. I mean, we're going to have Jace back next year. We're going to have we're going to have Cody back next year. We're going to have Kyler back next year. So we're going to have a lot of these kids back next year, and that's going to be the very good thing here for Ellenwood.
Well, back to kick is Little River, and of course this kickoff brought to you by Amber Pets and Jensen Insurance. Here's the long kick. That'll bounce in the end zone and go back way off the Ponderosa. And again, that's been the case on almost every kick from Little River. We're going to take a break in the action, and no, we're not, because they are already on the field. So I think both teams now trying to ride that momentum horse if they can, as Ellenwood already has the play called. Little River already back out on defense. So no time for a break. We're going to have to keep it here and keep rambling, and the Eagles are going to try to, by golly, get something done here. 60 to 18, Ellenwood trailed. Niles takes the snap, hands it off to Kubik. Kubik up the middle. He'll get to about the 18-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 3. Okay, gain of 4. Oh, I swear you got to flip a coin up here.
Mr. Cook, he says one thing, and he's like, he looks at it again. I think he got another yard on that. And, he's already said 3. He made 4.
Well, he's the principal. He can do that. Here come the Eagles. Niles under center. Ryan takes the snap, fakes it to Kubik. Tries to keep it, and does pitch it back to Fisher. He gets to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. And we have not seen Drew Blake run the ball here, as Blake is on the sideline. Do not know if he's just finally banged up enough or if they're trying to save him for a series. Niles fumbles the snap, tries to pitch it, holds on wisely, is thrown for a loss, and that's going to bring up a 4th down here for the Eagles. Niles had trouble controlling the snap, but fortunately had the wherewithal to hold on to it and go ahead and take the small loss. 4th down now here for Ellenwood.
Fisher's on the sideline, so unless we've got a interesting quick punt here, I think we're going to. Oh, we've got Niles here in the shotgun.
Twins near side, Twins far side. Niles takes a snap. Here comes the blitz. Ryan has to dump it. That's going to be short and not far enough for
Eli Hernandez.
Yeah, Eli to come up with. So that'll be a 4th down. Boy, Little River had that planned perfectly as they brought the house on the blitz. And Niles had no choice but to dump it. So Little River takes over on downs. 8 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in the ball game. And, Little River leads by 42. So correct me if I'm wrong, Alex. A score here would end it?
A score here would end it.
So let's hope not, but, you just don't know. Little River has seemed to be doing what they want at will. Snap to the quarterback. He'll hand it off to the lead back. He takes a pile with him, moves ahead to about the 14-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, somewhere in there. So they're going to call it a 2nd and 6. Okay, 2nd and 5. Scoreboard said 2nd and 6. Still says 2nd and 6. I'm good. Little River lines up, I formation. Snap to the quarterback. He'll hand it off to the tailback. He'll hesitate. Goes forward for maybe a yard. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. So Kubik had the tackle on the previous play and on this one. The Eagles need a stop. No ifs, ands, or buts. Talking to Christensen's father, he will keep me posted as far as Jace's condition. Little River under center. Hands it off to the lead back. He'll go ahead for, maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Depends where they decide to spot that.
There was a fumble in the play, recovered by Ellenwood. So they got the stop, and more than that, they got the ball in a prime position. They're not standing in their own end zone. They're at about the 7-yard line. Or excuse me, not the 7. They're about at the, I'd say about the 12.
About 12, 13-yard line. So beats the heck out of the shoebox line. I got to save Alex there. I got to give him his shoebox due.
Hey, when you make up stuff, you become famous. Kinda.
Okay, I was going to say, what, really? Cool. Niles under center. He fumbles the snap, goes straight down for it. Has to save his own life. And that's just a bad exchange there.
And Little River takes the fumble.
Oh, my goodness.
They take the ball right back.
So Niles not able to get back underneath it. So here, you take it. No, here, you take it back. And it's Little River's ball once again.
And that gave Little River a fresh set of downs, unfortunately. So that's not what Ellenwood wanted to do at all.
I formation here by Little River. Trey Rolfs under center. He'll pitch it to the deep back. He's going to come to the near side. He'll be tackled behind the line.
Just like that, another fumble on the play.
Again, and this is picked up by, by Ethan Hayes. And now it's Ellenwood's ball.
Honestly, who wants the ball? We've seen it. Fumble Little River, fumble Ellenwood, fumble Little River. Who wants the ball? And this is one of the things here, Doug. Ball security. We haven't really stressed that much about it throughout the year, but now as we've seen 3 fumbles in 3 straight plays, it is very important now throughout tonight's game.
Well, for the Eagles on every possession, ball security has been very important. This time they have an advantage where they've recovered it twice. Niles drops back to pass. No, that's Hamby. He sends it up high, intercepted by Little River. They pick it off, go to the right side. He'll hesitate, makes it around the corner, matches up at the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. So Hamby threw one up to the left. Little River there to intercept.
6:21 to go. That was Graham Stevens on the pick 6.
Graham Stevens with the interception and the touchdown, and that's going to do it here in Ellenwood. 66 to 18. The interception by Little River closes it out, and that is going to be the ball game here in Ellenwood. 66 to 18, Little River knocks off the Eagles. We hope you enjoyed listening to the live broadcast of tonight's ball game. Elijah, a program note for you. Run through all the commercials as well as our good friend Henry about autism, and we'll come back with some closing comments and Eagle head coach Alex Burney. Listen to Eagle football at 107.9. We'll be back after these messages.